the kind of bond you build, and you are able to influence your child. How to build an unbreakable bond with your child. One time ago, I had someone who was living with me. She was about to get married. And one day we got talking, and she said to me that her fiancé cannot stay a day without calling his mom because his dad was late. But the fiancé had the mom and siblings. A day will not pass and his fiancé will not call his mom, his siblings. But for her, she can stay for a long time, years, even a lifetime, not communicating with her parents. It's not a big deal. She doesn't feel she's missing anything. Nothing is happening, you know. And it's not just about her. For very many people, very many adults today. The other day I was talking to someone. He was talking about how helping your parents, paying their bills, checking up on them, bring blessings your way. You know, he said people should learn to help their parents so that they'll be blessed. For very many adults today, that is actually the reason they have a relationship with their parents. Hello, thank you so much for joining today. Welcome. So that is the reason, just so that they will be blessed, so that they will not be cursed. If you look at it deep down, there is no connection. Now, I always say to parents that, see, it's not only about what we do now, it's about the future. If you read my book, Understanding Your Child, you will see the story of Auntie Betty. She did a Becky. She did everything she could. But you see, that connection was not there. She thought she was raising her children. Oh, she was doing everything. She wanted the best for them. She encouraged them to seek the best and everything. At the end of the day, in her old age, if I tell you what happened, because she's late now, she was someone in my life firsthand. So the book Understanding Your Child was not just assumption. Everything there was well researched and put together. So building connection with our children is not even negotiable in parenting. When we talk about connection, when you have a connection with your child now, it helps a lot of your parenting drama to minimize. Have connection with your child. You know, you are able to influence them. Your child is able to behave well, because look at it. Everyone, when we have a good relationship with someone, we're in a good place with someone, we want to please them. So if you have a child who is always misbehaving, you want to go back and check your connection. Do I have a relationship with my child? Because when you do, it will help your child behave better. Your child will not behave out of fear. They'll behave out of respect. They'll behave out of love, out of the fact that they don't want to hurt you. That is for now, you know, and then you'll be able to influence your child. A lot of people are going through a lot of things. Yesterday, I was sharing the Visionary Parent Academy, some of my childhood ambitions, even the steps I was taking during my teenage years. You know, I had bright ambitions and all of that. Some of the steps I was taking. Now, I was on my own, figuring it out on my own. Of course, I knew nothing. So I was trying to figure out a lot of things on my own, and I couldn't. So it was like every dream I had crashed, because I wasn't sharing with my mom. I wasn't sharing with my dad. I had no mentor, no adult around for me to share with. So it was just me, a young child who had these things, who admires these things, and just had to figure it out on your own. On my own. So if you have a child, a teenager, a preteen, you don't have a connection with them, see, there are a lot of things going on with them. They need figuring out. They need guiding. They need directing. If you do not have a connection with them, you will not be able to guide them. You will not be able to direct them. You will not be able to influence them. You know, recently, when I looked at my teenage, I realized that, there were a lot of things. If I was guided, if I knew better, maybe if we had information now and then like we have now, I probably would have started my life on a very positive note earlier. I would have been on a path much earlier, but no. And you know the funny thing, I couldn't even share nothing with my parents, because no connection, that comfort to talk with your parents, it wasn't there. So for very many, parents, if your children don't have connection with you, I tell you, they are going to do a lot of figuring out on their own. And because they are young children, they don't know better. They may not be able to get the right results, the right answers. And then again, as a parent, if you don't have connection with your child may not be able to talk to you. And I always ask this question, if you follow me long enough, you hear me asking, if your child doesn't talk to you, how would you know what goes on in the life of your child? And if you don't know what goes on in the life of your child, now answer me, how would you know? How would you be able to influence your child, talk to your child, guide them? Like I was using myself as an example. How would my parents have been able? So many things I did in my teen years, they were not negative, they were just me trying to find my path. If I tell my parents now, they are going to be super surprised, like, you did this. They are even going to doubt me. Yes, I had a lot of ideas and I was ready to, like, okay, get started. No direction, no guidance. Sorry, that was I wanted to check my. Sorry. Okay, don't leave your child to figure it out on their own, because they may not get it right, and they may not get it right, and the fact that they are trying to figure it out on their own, they are not getting the right answers, they are not making headway, may actually even break them, may actually demoralize them.